What up, traders? It's about, what time is it? 5:20 right now. Market's all closed up. We took a couple trades. I had a couple trades open from Friday, so I closed those out right at the open today. So, yeah, I had the SPY puts and some BYND puts. So we'll get into both of those, and then at the end, we'll get into currencies and what forex trades I took today. But yeah, to start off, we'll go with what happened today in the markets. Crazy day in the markets. Coming last night, as soon as the market opened, pretty much hit that limit down right away. So there was no trading pretty much all of overnight. So overnight inventory was, you bet, you guessed it, short. So coming into the open, there was a whole lot of orders on the ask. Stacking up. There was about 13,000 orders, I think, stacked up on the ask right at 9:30. So like the previous video I put out, what happens when that happens? You'll get another gap down, and we gap down right to the next lock limit, which was 7%. So there you go again at 9:30 in the morning. These lock limits saving the markets at 7%. So there, the market closes for 15 more minutes and 15 minutes, and it reopened around 9:45. That was when I was able to get out of these SPY puts and BYND puts. But yeah, I was just literally looking for a gap down overnight. Got those end of the day Friday. I was trading. We'll get into BYND, but since we're looking at S&P, so Friday we had this pump at the end of the day. I took some heat on these options after that. So I was actually in around a little bit before the market closed, so around like 2-ish, 2 o'clock is when I got in, and I was like, all right, even if we get a pump end of the day, which is what happened, Trump was talking, doesn't matter. It's gonna, next week is gonna be a lot worse. So that was my theory behind it. And sure enough, this rally was taken right back when the market opened on Sunday. So yeah, I took a little heat on the puts, but I knew that it was not going to be any better this week, unfortunately. But that was the trade on SPY, and also last week we put in lows around. We put in those lows during the overnight session, so you don't really get lows or all-time highs or any of those sorts during the overnight session. So we had lows put in during the overnight session down here at 2379. So what I did was buy the 230 puts right before the market closed on Friday. So I bought the 230 puts that expired March 18th, and I forget the exact price I got them at, but they closed the day around $6, and yeah, made a killing on those. But what else are we getting into? So today, coming into the open, I try to get out right away. SPY was actually indicating that we were opening up much lower, like even before 9:30 a.m. we were able to see SPY was, which is the ETF that invests in the S&P. They were printing a lot lower, so we knew where this thing was going coming into the open, and it was down. And then, yeah, so 7% was hit, 13% was somewhere around here, 2351, I think it was. So yeah, very bad day. Looks like it's going to be even worse tomorrow, to be honest with you. Just looking at the chart, how it closed there at 5 o'clock. It's going to open back up in about 30 minutes. But yeah, not looking too good, but I went ahead and closed those as soon as I could, but I couldn't close them right away because the market got halted at 9:30. So I had to wait till 9:45, then gap down again. There's still a lot of selling pressure going on. And yeah, once it gapped down again and the market opened up for more than a second, I was able to get out of both the SPY and the BYND. The BYND puts end Friday, and the SPY puts were to expire on Wednesday. But yeah, I just wanted to literally cover them Monday morning at the open. That was the trade. that's what I did, followed it, and I didn't have any other trades for the rest of the day. But yeah, that's kind of what went down. If we look at the profile, we could look at what's going on for tomorrow for the S&P. Yeah, we kind of used that first limit down to 5% as resistance today, around 25.50s. So that's a little level to watch up there. But yeah, all these technicals are going to be ran over by the news headlines. So yeah, we can mark up charts all we want, but one headline is going to just shake things around. So coming into the open, we opened around here, 25.01, whatever. Then 9.45 came all the way down. Look at these ranges on the day, massive ranges on the day. And then yeah, it just bounced around, put in a high around there. And you know, you could just see like the algos working the market here. Just the trend, this downtrend right here is just like, you could easily identify where people are putting their stops and just letting it rip. But yeah, that's kind of what happened today in the S&P. Let's look at I'm gonna start doing reviews with this higher time frame chart. Where's it at? So look at ES on the 20-year monthly chart, and we can see that we're getting deeper into this trend line here. So we're coming close to those 28 December lows, which are about 23.18. So we could be there tomorrow. We break this trend line, this thing is going to go for that 50% correction around, and we'll start seeing S&P trade around 2,000, maybe even a little below. And NASDAQ is the same exact thing. This one's got actually more room to sell off into like, sheesh, maybe sub 6K. Like below 6,000, we could see NASDAQ. These 2018 lows are 5,800. So I don't know. If this market wants to correct 50%, that's some levels we could watch. But yeah, Russell already did that. I don't know why it doesn't show me all the Russell. But yeah, look how aggressive this is compared to the other markets. This is I think this is already 50% corrected, the Russell. Holy smokes. But yeah, you see what happens when this thing breaks these trend lines. I mean, I'm not, sticking to the trend line here. I'm just pointing out the uptrend, and what happens when that uptrend kind of shifts. And it's not looking too good across the board. But yeah, that was the S&P trade. I took it on SPY, which is right here. But yeah, even SPY just looks like it's going to come back down a little bit more. But oh wait, this is SDY. Same shit, same looking pattern. But yeah, it looks like 232 is not too far away, that 2018 low. But yeah, that was that. And then BYND, Beyond Meat, was a trade. I was trading this Friday, okay? So I was trading this Friday, and if you follow my page, I go against these weak reference points. So let's look at Thursday. Last Thursday, we had this initial low put in around 68.9, right? Overnight session traded 68.9, same exact level. And then coming into Friday, I was short up here. That in the morning, and I was getting the 70 puts and the 68 puts. All right, so I made some money on Friday, this past Friday, on BYND, and I was making money on the 68 puts and the 70 puts. So I was buying them somewhere near the open. I don't remember the exact time, but we could see that this sold off in the morning, built a little channel, and then sold off again. This is where I was kind of taking my profits. It wasn't able to break this low again all of Friday. Just, it was begging, looking like it was getting ready to tank through that low. But then Trump came in, saved the markets Friday afternoon. And that's when I decided to say, you know what? I'm going to buy next Friday's expiration and see if this thing gaps down over the weekend, as there's a lot of bad shit going on over the weekend. That's kind of been what's been happening. But over the weekend, markets got a lot worse, and a lot of shit is starting to shut down. And this thing blew right through that 68 level coming into today. So same thing as S&P or SPY. The options I was trying to get out of SPY, I had to wait after 9:30, well 9:45, since we hit that first limit down. So I got out right around 9:45, and those contracts pretty much doubled from Friday into today's open. So yeah, made some money on BYND and SPY. You want to flip those chicken nuggets? Don't mind the chicken nugget talk. But what do you call it? Let's talk about the forex trades we got into today. The forex trades we got into today were on the yen and the pound, yen and GBP. So USDJPY coming into the open. Let's just do this right here. Coming into the open, this was the range we had. So 107.55, 105.730. So if it was to break above 107.55, we were going to be looking to get long coming into New York session, since that's the session I trade. Or below this 105, like 750, we'll call it. Below there, we want to get short. So coming into New York session, we were coming right at this overnight low, all right? So we were coming in hot right at the overnight low, and it kind of halted there. It stopped. It just stopped right there, kind of got a little dead cat, little bounce off of that exact level from the overnight low, from Asia session and London. So given that, we wanted to go short because I thought these lows would get taken out. And if we go on the lower time frame, 5-minute chart, this is where I was getting short, right around here, right? It was pretty much right at that overnight low, right at that Asia low right here. It was right there. Price came right over there, and I was just going with, hey, I think this is going to keep going down, downtrend. So took a short, and then wait for this. Right here, we got a little break. We were already in the trade, or I was already in the trade right here. Broke down, looked like it was getting ready to blow through that, support right there. Pretty big candle. But the next one came back up, and then the next one chopped around, so I cut the trade loose. I didn't let my stop do the work. I cut it loose right here, and then that's when it ripped. About 5 minutes after I got out of the trade. It ripped to the downside, and I had targets at, I take profits 10 pips away, 20 pips away, and then I just let it run 30, 40, whatever, however far it wants to go. In this case, we're looking at a final target 104.500. So yeah, about 120 pip target with a 10 pip or 20 pip stop loss. But yeah, that one went into profit. I mean, not for me because I took it off. That trade would have went into profit and then came back and trailed me out. But that was one of the setups. USDJPY, kind of lost money on that one, or broke even. Yeah, not kind of a mistake that I made, just cutting the trade loose too early, scratched it. Shit happens. So that happened, and then I looked over to the pound. Same kind of shit was going on with this trade. We put in a low there in Asia around right here, 122.630-ish. Then we had it again right here, right around 540. So they're in London. So we have this range. We have this high up here, 124.250, and then 122 like 630, we'll call it. So coming into New York, which is the session I like to trade, coming into New York, let's see what we got going. So we're coming, again, same thing as the yen, kind of same thing as the yen, coming down into that overnight low or Asia low, London low, range low, whatever you want to call it, coming into that low that we were looking at, and it bounced right off of that level. Again, bounced right off of that level. We got into a short right about here. Got into a short right about here, bouncing, and we're saying, hey, I don't know anyone who's buying at these weak lows. This thing needs to put in a little bit more below this low, so it's not just, so visually, exact. It needs some excess at the lows. That's what it needs to do, in order to move back up if it wants to. But yeah, we got short right about there. Took some profits along the way as this thing dropped, and then came back up, trailed us out at the entry. All right. So that's what happened there on GBP USD. Was able to take, let's see, the chat room, was able to take profit 3. So that was almost 35 pips. So that was about a 35 pip trade right there. And then it did the same thing, kind of trailed us out. But yeah, GBP USD, USDJPY, Beyond Meat, S&P. It's crazy out there. So yeah, protect your capital at all costs. And I'd suggest trading small during these highly volatile times, if you're going to trade at all. If you don't know what to do, sit on your cash and wait until you feel comfortable. Or just, sit on cash and learn what to do in these kind of markets. But yeah, I'll be on the stream tomorrow, 9 a.m. If you're not in the chat room yet, I'll put the link below this YouTube video so you could get in. If you're one of my members watching this video, you already know that I do this stuff every day. And I post my live stream link in the chat room every morning, and then kind of in the chat for the rest of the day. And then sometime around 4 or 5 o'clock, we go and do these trade reviews. But if you want, live market commentary and you want to watch me trade live every morning, go ahead and you could take the same trades as me. Go ahead and click that link below and get into the Discord, and I'll hold your hand throughout these crazy times. All right. So with that being said, I'll see you all in the morning on the stream. Be prepared for another hectic day. More news, more volatility. This shit isn't going to end anytime soon, all right? So be prepared. Protect your cash and stay safe. Peace.